Welcome back to another episode of Turning Hemmed Up. I'm your boy, LP82, along with my co-host,
Young Tech, aka Wordplay.
where we gather every podcast to talk about what's going on in the world, especially in hip-hop. Where we talk about real facts and everybody's truth.
I mean, you gotta have that confidence to where it's on you, you know, you can't lack up. I got too much passion to quit, man. I gotta keep going all
Let's
day.
lock it in. Y'all ready?
Podcast. Turn the hem up. Turn the hem up. Podcast. Turn the hem up. Turn the So you had went to jail. You said you did how long?
5 months.
Oh, 5 months, man.
Yeah, 5 months.
Well, what's some of the stuff you seen in there? What happened?
Man,
You got that like fade with anybody?
I got jumped by some woods. I mean, I ain't trying to be on no jail shit, but I got jumped by some people that weren't my skin color, and it was like 7 of them. You know,
Yeah.
my left hand was broke, so I couldn't do much on my right hand. So I tried my best to swing with that, but that wasn't doing shit. But you know, I got punched on, whatever, and then afterwards I laughed at them, and then.
Well, what was the reason behind it?
Shit. Well, I think if I was to give it a reason, I think I was the only nigga up in there, like in the top tier, like, and the rest were just either Mexican or white. So like, I feel like they were just like, oh, we gonna get this nigga like one time. So they got me. I laughed at them, and then they looked at each other like, what the fuck is up with this nigga?
Man, was that the only altercation you
Yeah,
had? since you
physical with inmates. Now I used to go at it with the COs. Like, now you want if you was to ask me like, did you fight anybody in there? I literally tried to fight the COs all the time. Like,
Yeah.
when I first got in there, I did. Like, I swear.
What was it they was doing to make you want to actually go at
because
it?
like some of them would say like some foul shit, and I'd be pissed off. Like that shit used to piss me off. Like, I ain't gonna lie, I ain't gonna say no names, but like I don't even know his name, but I never forget a face. So like, the nigga would say some weirdo shit to me, and I was like, what, bro? And then like, all of a sudden like 3 other COs came, and then they like chicken winged me, and I was just like pissed off. I was yelling this shit, and another time I was the day after I got jumped, I was pissed off, so I went like on a rant in the little holding cell, because they had me in there for hours, bro. That shit's like torture, bro. You put somebody in the holding cell for hours, you don't know when you gonna get out. So I just started yelling and shit, and all of a sudden like six COs came out of nowhere, and I was like, oh shit, and they fucking threw me on the ground and fucking chained me up again, and then they carried me like I was like a coffin. Like,
Yeah.
they had me.
Oh,
They had me
man.
three.
That's
They had
crazy.
me
You got to
three.
experience that.
They had me three on each side carrying me, and then they threw me into the hole, and I was in the hole. And shout out to the hole though, because when I was in the hole, I slept for a good 3 days.
Okay, so what's the whole? What's the whole?
That's all I got out of that, man.
Yeah,
Well, what's the whole like? How big is it?
shit. It's actually it's not that big. Nah, it's like this is your bed, and then you walk like right there. That's the toilet. That's the door. And then like right here would be like your little eating area, and that's it.
So
So it's
what would
pretty
be the
small.
difference between that and a regular cell? Why they call it the hole? What is it? What is that? I know that's for people who did like
The hole is like for people. All right, well, the hole is for people who either, I'll just say like this. For one, the hole is for somebody who planned on going, like they had a plan in their head, and they was just like, you know what, I ain't trying to be with these niggas. I know these niggas is weird, so let me just beat up a nigga real quick and then get sent here. Pretty much just like it's administrative segregation, so it separates you from everybody else. You don't get no phone time. You get no visits. You just isolated by yourself.
So it's a smaller cell.
Smaller cell, smaller community. It's probably like maybe three of y'all like lined up together, and that's it. Like, there ain't no community of people together. You have no contact with the outside world. You just by yourself.
So it's to decrease human interaction.
Pretty much, and it's an energy drainer. Also, like if you think about it, because they put you in a box, right? You can't vibrate out. You can't do nothing. Everything is like everything you express out gets sunk right back into you. So your negativity comes back, and there's no positivity really. So It's just all negative.
So you just left to your own negative thoughts and
right.
Do you think it make a lot of people crazy being in the hole?
Yeah, I went crazy in the hole. I ain't gonna lie, I went crazy in the hole. Man, like I could have swore, like like on that show, on that what's that show? That movie, the Central Park 5, whatever.
Yeah,
he was
yeah,
in the
yeah,
hole, and he seen like his sister or whatever.
Oh, the one that became transgender, yeah.
Yeah. So like I had something similar to that. I didn't like hallucinate visually, but I was hearing things like auditorily, because like it's like a sound deprivation like cell too. You hear nothing, like literally, like your own thoughts. So like I would hear like my family and all this shit, and I'd be tripping out like. And I remember the celly next to me was like, "Hey, bro, like there ain't nobody talking to you," and I'll be like, and I was confused. I was like, "Is that? I don't know, bro. It'll trip you out. Like, it'll really trip you out.
Your mind can't understand silence.
No. Because like, especially with me, I always listen to music, so that was another torture factor for me. Like, you took music away from me, but then at the same time, it ignited something in me because I started like making my own songs and I started rapping myself. And I would try to memorize like songs that I once knew or whatever.
Yeah.
So I would just rap those and sing those, and I'll make my own songs and sing my own songs and rap those, write those, and that's what the positivity came out. And then I'll never forget one day they took me to the hospital to like clean up after I got jumped or whatever. They took me to Arrowhead, and these two COs, they were talking, bro. They were like saying something stupid. They were like, "Hey, you know what our movie is?" I was like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "If life was a movie, do you know what our movie is?" I was like, "Nah." And he's like, "It's No Way Out." And you know that movie with the two cops that yeah. And I was like, "Why would y'all say that?" And they were like, that's just what it is." And I was like, "All right, let me spit for y'all real quick." And I spit for them, and they started laughing, and we was all laughing. And like for like the slightest moment, that slight moment, I felt happy for some reason. Like, even though that sounds stupid, like, okay, you were chained up in the back of a sheriff car and you were rapping and you guys were all like laughing. It was weird, bro. Like, we all had a moment. Like,
it made you feel normal again.
Yeah, we had a moment. Like, it was like, oh snap, like that's the homie. I don't know his name. That's the homie. He don't know my name, but we chilling until we get back to jail and we gonna spit. And we gonna, so like, I don't know, just random like that. Like,
did that 5 months in jail, did that change outlook on life for you?
Yeah, it did, because I started thinking to myself like, damn, what am I gonna do after this? Like, I can't get no regular job. I had a felony for like 3 years and then it got dropped to an expunge, but I couldn't get a regular job. I was just at the house with a felony, applying to places, and every single time, like, I would get past the interview, then they would run that background, they'd be like, "Oh, we can't take you." So I'd be like, damn, bro, so this is what my uncle went through. This is like what other family members went through. This is why people go back to the streets.
Exactly.
This is why people, go back to jail, because they like, it's easier to live in jail than for me to have to pay this rent and this mortgage, and I can't even get a regular job. So I'm just going to take my chances back, either in the county or back in the pen. Like, that's it.
So, what you brought up with the CO said, if you could say what the movie that your life is, what would it be?
Oh, that's a good question. Probably like, I say it's like Gladiator. Heck yeah, it's like Gladiator.
Okay.
Because I feel like I've been
just going through a lot.
I feel like I've been through it all. I feel like I've lost a lot. And I feel like my redemption's coming real soon.
Right.
And that moment's gonna be lit.
What was your who was the first person you talked to when you came home, and what was the conversation like?
Like, besides family, or like,
okay, so let's put it in this perspective. Somebody that may have seen you in one light, but then when you came home,
my best friend, one of my best friends named Rahul. Like, I ain't gonna lie, like, he picked me up and I cried because I was like, dang, bro, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I was like, I don't know what I'm gonna do after this. Like, my life is over, bro. Like, I'm fucked. I fucked up. Like, I'm a failure. Like, I don't know what the fuck is gonna happen, you know?
Right.
You know, I ain't even trying to shed no tears, bro, because I just think back at that moment. Because, like, just to see how it came from then to now, like, you know?
Yeah.
And, like, he was like, bro, like, don't say that. Like, you gonna be straight, bro. Like, that shit was like, when I think about that, I feel like I'm watching a movie, just like in my head, bro.
Yeah.
'Cause, like, that moment, like, I was just
Really
like,
experienced it.
yeah, bro, because I was like, I look back at that kid that was 19, and I'm like, damn, bro, you was like, you wasn't 19, bro. It's almost as if like you was like 13 or some shit, like a little kid still.
Right.
You know, mentally, like that's where I was, like, because I was so used to playing around. I thought life was a joke, you know, until I got chained, and then until I was putting those chains, I was like, oh, this life shit this shit's not a joke. Like, this shit real. Like, you know, I thought, you know, life was just acting a fool in class, getting high with the homies, getting drunk on the weekend, trying to holler at a lady, you know what I mean? You know, getting a car, going to work, going to school, you know, but there's a lot of shit in life that goes on that we don't see.
Right.
You know, a lot of people go through a lot of different things that we don't see on a daily basis.
Right.
So when I got behind that wall, I was like, damn. Like, I'm with some old ass niggas, you know? I'm with some young niggas. I'm with some middle aged niggas. Like, we all in this bitch together, you know? And we getting treated like we some goddamn slaves almost.
Right.
Like, that's how I can explain it. Like,
Did you feel like you had to be more in defense mode when you went to?
Oh yeah, I didn't sleep at all. Like, I didn't sleep. I promise you, like, I went like 2 months without sleeping. Like, when I was in the dorms, because I was like, I don't like sleeping around these niggas. Like, these niggas is weird. I already knew. I don't like being around a bunch of men anyway. So like, the fact that I had to like actually sleep with a bunch of men that I don't like really know, like, I was like, I'm not fucking sleeping.
Yeah.
And like, the thing is, bro, like, I already knew walking into that jail that shit was gonna be a different type of jail experience for me, because like, I already knew what jail was. So I was like, okay, I'm prepared. Like, I'm about to fight, whatever. I'll get down with a couple niggas, go to the hole, and I'll just chill in there. We'll just run that back and forth, like, fight, hole. You know, we'll just run that, you know, that plan. But as soon as I step into my first dorm, I look up, it's like a bunch of Freemason imagery all over I was like, the fuck is this? Like,
Yeah, different world already, off top.
I'm like, God damn, I'm fucked. That's what I thought, like,
Yeah.
because I was like, damn, this is like, this ain't, okay, now I'm trying to think of a different game plan because I don't know how these niggas work. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And
You know, you gotta adjust with whatever's going on.
I gotta adjust with them. So I'm like, you know, the way they come at me, they come in with all this whole brother this and brother that, and I'm just like,
It's like their intent is to make you feel uncomfortable.
oh yeah, for sure. That's the thing. Like, yeah, they were intent, but see that, you know, when I walked in there, I was like, you know, it's almost as if they knew something about me before, like, they knew me before I even walked in there. That's how I felt.